Alright, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Brakathum to the hopefully elect. And this is just a quick lesson through the Spirit, something I had on the back of my mind for the past couple of days. I'm titled this Bible Code. Alright. And basically getting into this Bible Code, being that the Bible, being the fact that this is the Bible is not meant for everyone to receive of these words. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding behind this book, all right, not everyone can receive it, because the scriptures talk about how this basically this Bible is one big mystery book. It's one big code book, and the scriptures talk about precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, in a lot of cases, if you want to get understanding on one precept, you have to jump to this book, to this chapter, and this book, this book and this chapter, this verse, and to get the understanding on that, you have to go back over here to this part. So again, just the fact that, the Bible, man, is one big code book, and again, that's why I'm titled this Bible Code, because again, man, something I often ask people a lot, especially these Christians, man, because you got these Christians, they think just because they read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation that they have the whole understanding, and that's far from the case, man. It doesn't matter how many times you read this book in and out, if the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai it's not with you, then it doesn't matter how many times you read this Bible, man. But I'm gonna get this in the book of Matthew, chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" Because when you read throughout the Gospels, Shalakia, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm not at my 100% capacity, so forgive me. I'm a little bit sick, but nevertheless, the show must go on, These videos got to continue to go up, man. These lessons got to continue to go out. So Matthew 13 and 10 again, it says, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" Which, like I was saying, when you read throughout a lot of the Gospels, Yahweh Shai was he spoke a lot of parables, which basically goes into dark sayings or similitudes, all right, which when you go to Hosea chapter 12 and verse 10, it says, "I have also spoken by the prophets, and I have multiplied visions and used similitudes by the ministry of the prophets." So you see those similitudes. That's basically what a parable is. It's a similitude, or a dark saying, because again, these words aren't written for everyone. A lot of the parables that Yahweh Shai spoke, it went right over the people's heads. They had no idea what he was talking about. But this is one of those cases where the disciples are asking Yahweh Shai, going back to Matthew 13 and 10, where the disciples are asking Yahweh Shai, why are you speaking to the people in a way that they can't understand, right? And when you read on in verse 11, it says, "And he answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." So you see, if the kingdom of heaven was for everyone, why is it a mystery? And even more so, the mysteries of the way to make it into the kingdom, it was only given to the disciples to understand. And furthermore, Yahushua told the disciples, he commanded them to basically only to teach Israel, go not unto the ways of the Samaritans, but, basically go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, because again, this isn't for everyone, and this is a question that I often pose to these Christians that think that they know something. If the kingdom of heaven was for everyone, all nations and whatnot, why is the kingdom of heaven a mystery? And the mystery was only given to a handful of people. It's because, again, it's not for everyone. All right, just point blank simple. It's not for everyone. I'm gonna go to Luke chapter 8. Luke chapter 8 and verse 10, it says, "And he said, unto you it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High, but to others in parables, that seeing they might not see, and hearing they might not understand." So you see, again, the parables or the dark sayings, just dealing with the Bible in general, because basically, everything that we need to obtain salvation is contained in this Bible. There was things that was written that, we don't have access to right now, but everything that we need to make it to the kingdom of heaven is contained in this Bible. This is all that we need to, get that salvation. But again, having access to this knowledge, it wasn't given to everyone to understand. All right, because like the scriptures go into how you got people that were basically slated to make it, to wake up to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and then you got people that weren't slated to make it. People that weren't slated to receive this. Because again, it's a mystery, man, and ultimately it takes the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai to tap into your mind to be able to understand these things. Because again, everyone's not accepted. Even 2/3 of our people, you got a lot of these Israelite camps. You got to teach all Israel. We got to save all Israel. When all Israel, the Lord rejected 2/3 of His own people. So not even all. This Bible's not even made for all Israel to understand it. And this is why, again, I often talk about the elect, because only the elect are going to get this. Only the elect are going to wake up to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Doing these videos and going out there to the highways and byways, so on and so forth, all the work that brothers put in concerning this truth is for the elect, because that's what we're fishing for. All right. The same way that, like I said, Yahushua he gave the disciples strict commandment to only teach or fetch the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It's the same thing that we're doing. We're only fetching for the elect of our people, because again, everyone's, this ain't for everyone, but getting into this now, in Isaiah, and these are pretty, basic precepts. Isaiah chapter 34 and verse, Isaiah 34:16, it says, "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them." All right. So basically, again, when it comes to obtaining salvation, again, all we need is this Bible. All right. Because you got a lot of bugged out people, man. They turn to, they try to equate all these other books and false doctrines and philosophies, and again, that's why Jake is so bugged out, man, because they want to, Jake be doing too much, when this truth, man, is relatively simple, man, but again, when it comes to this Bible, there's nothing else outside of this Bible, all right, that we need to make it out of here. So I'm going to read it again. "Seek ye out of the book of the Lord," this Bible, "and read." You see, when you read, right, what does the scripture say? Study to make thyself approved, right? Because, hey, one thing about Jake, they don't like to read, Jake does not like to read, man, But it says, "No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate." So you see, again, There's no other book aside or outside of this Bible that we need that is going to get us salvation. All right, this Bible is all that we need, man. It says, "For my mouth it hath commanded, and in his spirit it hath gathered them." I'm gonna get this in Ecclesiastes. Because like I said, man, Jake, man, they try to dip and dab in all these other books, man, and thinking that they're on some high level of understanding when really you're just bugged out. I'm going to read this in Ecclesiastes 12:12. It says, "And further by these, my son, be admonished, of making any books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh." So, again, this is why Jake is so bugged out, man. They're getting into all these other books and all these other doctrines and philosophies, and, like I said, they think that they know something, when in reality, you're just a bug out. All right? Because, again, man, trying to, get into all this other stuff, man, it's just going to wear you out, man. This is going to cause the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai to retract from you more and more. This is going to cause the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai to deal with you less and less. And that's if it's dealing with you, that's if it's even dealing with you in the first place. But it says, be admonished. So basically, be warned. All right? Because, like I said before, the Bible does reference other books, like the book of Enoch. I believe it references the book of Jasper, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong in that, but there is other understanding out there. But again, like with Moses, the Lord told Moses to write these things down, because those 40 days and 40 nights, Moses was on the Mount Sinai. He was receiving all type of wisdom and knowledge and understanding, and the Lord told him to write these things down, but these things you don't write down. So there is other books, so to say, that's out there, but we don't have access to. All right, because again, all that we need is this book to all we need is this Bible to obtain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. But let me not veer off the topic too much. And again, with that being said, the access to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is not given to everyone, because again, this Bible is one big code book. All right, it's one big mystery book, man. Because I know a lot of us, before we came into the truth, a lot of us, we would read the Bible, but we didn't know what the hell it was talking about. But once you come into this book, once you come into this truth, man, hey, man, the wisdom behind what we're reading, we receive the wisdom on what we're reading, and it's just like, damn, it's crazy, man. It's a beautiful thing, But let me get this in Isaiah chapter 28 and verse. Isaiah 28:10, it says, "For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little." So like I said, being that this Bible is one big code book, because like I said, the Bible itself is not even written in chronological order, like I said, if you want to get the understanding to this precept, what this means, you'd have to go to this part of the Bible to, obtain that understanding, and it's like that very often throughout the Bible. I'm going to get a few examples, like when you go here to the book of Job chapter 8. Job chapter 8 and verse 3, it says, now this is a question being posed. It says, doeth God, Job 8 and 3, doeth God pervert judgment, or doeth the Almighty pervert justice? So again, that's a question being posed, right? But when you read verse 4, it says, if thy children have sinned against him, and he have cast them away for their transgression, right? So the point being that the question, verse 4 does not answer the question to verse 3, all right? So again, this question being posed in verse 3, you would have to go to Job chapter 34. Matter of fact, because I'm going to read that again. Job 8:3, it says, doeth God pervert judgment, or doeth the Almighty pervert justice? Now, when you go to Job chapter 34 in verse 12, it gives you the answer to Job chapter 8:3. Job 34:12, it says, yea, surely God will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment. So you see, that's just an example on how to get the understanding on what this is saying, or the question, or to the answer to this question that's being posed. A lot of times you have to go to this part, to get whatever it is, the answer and whatnot. That's just an example. Let me get another one in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes 7:13, it says, and again, this is another question being posed. Ecclesiastes 7:13, it says, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? Right? So again, another question being posed. Who can make that straight? Who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? Right? A question being posed. Now, when you go to Ecclesiastes 1:15, and you see, because this question being posed in chapter 7, you actually have to go back to chapter 1, because again, the Bible is not in chronological order for the most part. Like when you read throughout, like the book of Isaiah, a lot of times, I believe it's the book of Isaiah, it'll be talking about one thing, it'll be talking about one period in time, and then the next chapter it'll jump back to like something that's that took place like a different time period. It does that often, because again, the Bible's not in chronological order, right? Time jumps, if I'm saying that right. So Ecclesiastes 1:15, to answer that question in Ecclesiastes 7:13, right? Ecclesiastes 1:15, it says that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanton cannot be numbered. So you see, again, read Ecclesiastes 7:13 again. It says, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked, right? Question being posed. The answer to that, Ecclesiastes 1:15. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanton cannot be numbered. So you see, again, another example just showing you how, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, because again, I'm just putting this out there, like, if you want to, you got a question about I'll put it like this, you got a question about the something in the New Testament. A lot of times you can go to the Old Testament, to get the answer to it, and vice versa. That's just how the Bible, that's just how it is, because again, the Bible is one big code book. It's one big mystery book, here a little, there a little, and we get this in Psalm 119. Psalm 119. Psalm 119 and was that 104? Psalm 119, 104. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. So again, it's through the precepts. This is how we get understanding. All right, and this is why, like if you watch a lot of the elders, man, they're constantly going through precepts, man, holding precepts on deck. You reading one thing and they call for this precept. It's just, because that's just, again, here a little, there a little, precept upon precept, man. Like I said, man, you're not going to read this Bible from Genesis to Revelation and have the understanding. No, that's not how it works. And like I said, ultimately, the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai has to be with you to receive these things. All right, because Because again, this is something that was only meant for the elect to get it anyways. All right, like I said, 2/3, the Lord rejected 2/3 of his own people. So not even all Israel is going to get it. You know, and that's why I have to talk about how basically, man, if you have this truth, man, you're in a very privileged position. You know, because like the scriptures say, many are called, but few are chosen. And if you're in this truth, you've been called. We've all been called, but we're hoping to be of the chosen. You know. But yeah, man, you know, this was, like I said, this was just a quick lesson through the Spirit, man. You know, again, this Bible, man, it's not something that's meant for everyone to receive it. You know, the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, it was only given to a certain few. All right, a small group of individuals. You know, so hopefully this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Barakathum to the hopeful elect. Until next time, Lord's will, Shalom.